Well, here we are in front of Joe Bacal's off-road Lexus 530. Did I get that
570?
right?
Pretty
570 LX?
Sorry.
Yeah. LX 570.
5.7 liter.
I think I invented a new Ferrari for you to test drive. And it looks real nice. Again, you say there's most of the thing is stock, although obviously the suspension, the wheels, and the tires are not.
Yeah.
And one of your sponsors is the Cancer Treatment Centers of America?
Yeah, that's right. I was treated there 3 years ago for Hodgkin's lymphoma. So I did the whole 7 months of, chemo, radiation, surgeries, pretty much done it all. And that's what's cool is, anybody can, be hired to drive a car, race a car, but when it, says Cancer Treatment Center of America on the side and being a survivor, I think it just sends a little bit stronger message, it gives people hope.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to be, you want it to be a product that you could be associated with. Like when Massengale approached me, as I told him, pack your bags, literally.
Literally.
Pack your bags and hit the bricks, because I don't use that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, people say, they literally say, why are you sponsored by them? And I said, well, I had cancer. They're like, they're surprised. Well, it says right there.
Well, why would you sponsor?
I'm not a paid, spokesman. It's, it was a crazy.
Who would ask you that kind of a dumb question besides me?
I'll be going through tech and they're like, hey, you want a cigarette? How about a beer? I'm like, no, probably not.
Yeah, how about?
But you get all kinds, so it's all good.
Jeez, though, doing the Baja 1000 without a cold one between your legs really sounds like torture. I would pump it into that fresh air system.
But, I get people say, hey, where's your coffee cup holder and where's this? And, because, we're out there running Lexuses and they're out there running, other stuff.
What term do you want to use? Shit boxes.
Yeah, go ahead. So,
I'll let you do that.
yeah, it's got to be, there has to be a la-di-da factor when you pull up in your Lexus and there's a lot of
cappuccino
guys out
rolling
there.
with a cappuccino machine.
Right. So let's go through the vehicle and take a look.
If you open that back door, you'll see that Monster King Kong shock. Yeah, pop that thing open. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
That's a pretty big bypass shock there. That's for the big jumps.
Wow. Wow, that is it's much more modified than you would have than you let on.
Well, the guys that build this, Geyser Brothers, they build all the top trophy trucks. So when I brought this into the shop, stock, completely bone stock, right from the dealer, they laughed at me, and his wife's like, "You're not going to mess with that." And I said, "Yeah." And so the top guys are building it, and they did a fantastic job on.
So you guys carry a jack with a nice add-on. They got about a 4.5, 5-inch spacer on their just lightweight Sears NASCAR aluminum jack, obviously because the car's so high off the ground.
Yeah.
Also noticing you're carrying an extra drive shaft.
Yeah. Normally the back of this vehicle's got all kinds of, I've got airflow sensors, I've got ECUs, I've got to have, this is a computer, there's a lot going on, and my Navigator, being a Lexus engineer, has a laptop and so we can diagnose stuff, but I've got a lot of parts in the truck.
You want to
just
finish
in case,
race.
Yeah, you want to finish. That's the goal.
So what you would tend, beside, I think I have shovels back here too.
You wouldn't believe what you need. There's usually high lift jacks. There's, we've got pretty much everything we need. Because sometimes,
shotgun?
No, but there's times where it's. There's guys have been robbed racing. It's crazy. But
I'm looking at your filtration system.
There it is.
And is it some sort of centrifuge thing where it like spins around or something?
It's just a pump. All it is, and it pumps. See that clear hose?
Mm-hmm.
It pumps not cold, but just pumps fresh air into your helmet.
Yeah, that's got to be nice.
And we have intercoms so we can talk to each other. So it's all, the motor doesn't,
hey man,
hey, there's pressure's high. No, it's pretty cool. And then in the back, you can see that big tranny cooler fan. That's one thing that we added to keep the tranny cool.
Sure.
And that just, going through the silt and the sand for hours at a time, that thing gets hot. But this, the vehicle's, started and finished 6 races, and it just keeps going. So and we've been winning, so it's been a good thing.
How many gallons of fuel does it hold?
This has a 46-gallon fuel cell.
So that's not stock, obviously.
Absolutely not.
So
no, it's got to be for safety. But if you look the way it's placed, it's not too high, it's not too low. It's you want to keep your CG as low as you can.
Center of gravity. I see the
wise ass today
for the people at home.
For the people at home. Yes. Good give.
I noticed you got a big amber light AC. KC, by the way,
Yep,
and
KC
and a big
highlights.
blue one. So does that mean anything?
Yeah, that means that I'm a slow vehicle.
So
That's what that means. Because yellow is, every car's got to have yellow. The limited classes like this vehicle have to have a blue one as well. So if, let's say, for instance, a trophy truck breaks down and they're trying to gain time,
right?
He's going to come up on you really fast, and
right.
he's got an okay. I got a slow guy coming up. It's a safety thing all day long.
Right.
And trust me, these bumpers have been replaced, and the great thing about off-road racing, you honk, we've got a siren in the car, they don't get out of the way, bam, you hit them.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You bump them,
So there is some.
and as soon as
some justice
and you
on
hope
the
they get
road.
out of the way.
Sure, but sometimes those
they don't.
motorcycles just
Well,
can't.
Yeah.
Here's a great story. It's middle of the night. I'm climbing this hill, and this Baja bug, earlier just been slamming
Hold on,
me.
don't you mean badger?
Whatever. Yeah, that's what I
Bad
meant.
jab bug.
Anyway, he was hitting me, and then he gets in front of me, and now he's stuck on the hill. Now he walks down and goes, "Hey, can you help me?" I'm like, "Oh, now you want my help?"
Payback's
So
a
what?
bitch.
So what I did? Well, I helped him out, but I went up behind him. This is a full-time four-wheel drive, so I just went up behind him and just pushed him over the hill.
Sure.
And hey, he wanted to get over. We got him over.
Does
Upside down
are
on the
guys
bottom,
are
yeah.
guys out? There's guys still out there in those Volkswagens?
Oh yeah, class 11s and
2180 with pipes.
I don't know how they get through the stuff that we get through. It's. I think they just I don't even know. It's amazing.
So at the top of the food chain, you got the trophy trucks.
That's
And
Class 1s are after that.
and then and what are the sand rails, or the ones that sort of look like buggies? or sand rails?
They're like there's a 12 car, 10 cars. I mean, there's probably 20 different classes or more. I mean, there's all kinds of
Are there still nut jobs out there with like guys with nomad wagons with 14 inches of travel?
I think Sal Fish, I think he said it in one of his interviews. It's like, hey, if you got, I think he said a Hutmobile. I mean, I think as long as it passes tech, you're good to go. You can run anything.
There's always some nut job out there in a
70,
sedan.
1970
This guy had a
Mustang.
55 Chevy, I think, that
55
would run
Chevy.
it. Yeah.
They're out there.
Should we go around to the front of the vehicle?
But you want to take a peek inside, because the cool thing about this is it's got the interior all dialed in, So we still got the look of the Lexus, the leather and
The comfort is.
yeah. I want to be comfortable when I'm in there.
Accoutrements.
You got rid of the airbag. No windshield, huh?
No,
guess
the windshield's one big rock takes out a windshield, and then you can't see where you're going.
Right.
So that's usually why they don't run them.
Is somebody in but can you run like Lexan or something like the trophy
it
trucks?
scratches.
It
You get
just
in a sill, it'll
scratches.
scratch up. I got a question. I got something I'm going to throw by you. See that purple thing on the dash? That's a new gizmo from Lexus. What do you think that is?
It's the it looks like there's one of them looks like a satellite thing.
Well, the purple one. There's only one purple one.
Right.
OnStar, in case you get
I'm
lost.
buying myself.
What do you
some
think?
time
That
here.
I think you can figure it out.
All right, let's see. It's new. You say
Panic
it's from
button?
Lexus.
Okay, it's not from Lexus. It's actually, I got it at the Cancer Treatment Center of America, believe it or not.
It's one of those Live Strong bracelets, except for this an earring.
No.
I want to come out with some Live Strong earrings. Screw that Lance Armstrong.
That's actually a port. That was the actual port in my chest. That's how they access the chemo. So when I got done with chemo, I said, "Hey, that's cool. Titanium, anodized purple. I got to have that." And I have a place for it on this dashboard. And what's cool is people that are dealing with cancer, I see them all the time, and they come up to me and they see that and they go, "Wow!" It kind of really hits them because they're like, "Holy!"
You know what it is?
Yeah.
So it's a port when they.
Like a USB port? I mean,
It is, sort of, but they throw the needle in there and chemo goes in there and you're good to go. It goes right into your,
So it's like
your good stuff.
Instead of if this could
Instead
be
of getting
an
a
ongoing
shot
treatment.
exactly.
Right.
You do it for months and months at a time. Your arms are just gonna get blown out. So that's why and I think it's just more effective through
Plus,
there.
the cops think you're a junkie.
yeah.
Well, over.
My brother-in-law hit me really hard one time right there
Right in
with
the
my
port.
port. Yeah, and I'm
He's
like,
like, thanks, buddy.
yeah, that worked out well.
Listen, believe me, my asshole friends would dump Tabasco into that thing and fart into it. There'd be no end to the port
And
fucking
point.
around.
Well, I had to throw that at you because I figured you probably wouldn't.
No,
know
I
what
have
that
no
was.
idea
But
what
you know
that
what's cool
was.
about it? Check this out, Adam. I still have the engine start. You push a button, starts the car. I have the key fob. I have to have the key in the car to start the car.
Wow.
I couldn't get rid of it. It was, it's just kind of a cool thing.
So should we pop the hood, even though there's probably not a ton to look at?
Here, yeah, actually, you got to pop it over here because this is where the hood pins are.
Oh yeah, hood pin, sure. And I noticed you relocated the turn signal indicators and stuff.
I wanted to keep the headlights, but your hands, when you're driving, your hands will knock that.
Right.
So it's been, we're building a new truck, but you can see the reservoirs. These are King shocks. We've got them down here, and we've got them here. So we run 2 shocks per wheel. And, there's the custom intake that we have, and it goes right in. I'll show you where the air box is. Big old air cleaner right under you push the glove box, and there's the air cleaner.
So if this thing's 570, is it a 5.7 liter V8?
Yeah, it's like the Tundra. I think it's 383 horsepower, but we pulled the cats, so that alone, man, instant throttle response. Well,
that's the message we want to send to all the kids that are listening at home. Get rid of those cats. You want some throttle response.
But not in California.
Not street legal. So.
Yeah, not street legal.
Right.
May not be street legal in California.
But it does open it up a little bit.
I like the idea that you got the old school looking KC covers on the carbon fiber.
HID 70 watts. Those things are, honestly, when I'm in at night, I have my guy turn the lights on the top off sometimes. It's so bright. You can't see. These alone is plenty, but I've got 5 on the top and 4 down here. And at nighttime, it's like you're on a football field. It's bright as can be.
Wow.
It's amazing.
And those guys in the old days with a couple of sealed beam bulbs, and that was it.
And the lighting on here, like I said, exactly. I mean, the headlights would never do justice. These
guys got it easy.
You gotta have it all, and honestly, like guys are brothers. You can see Design and Development. They're the ones that did the build and everything, and they build the top trophy trucks, and they did an awesome job on this thing. This thing just scoots through the desert.
Should we take a look? Now, what do you want to see? We got the filtration.
Yeah, you got to check that side out. I'll show you the nav system and all that. So there you go. You can basically pop that down. Yeah, pop that open. You'll see the air cleaner in there. You got to push hard. There you go. There it is.
Wow.
Got an AEM in there and the dry filter.
Yeah.
But we got a radio. We got our Lowrance, navigation.
I say dry filter because like an oil soaked in it.
No, there's no oil.
You don't spray it or anything.
Yeah.
It'll immediately
it doesn't even work.
Yeah. And when you need that extra mile an hour going through the salt flats, you open the glove box and get just a little more air through there.
Well, believe it or not, we had this thing up to 110 in San Felipe on the dry lake bed, so it'll get rolling.
Wow.
Yeah, it moves.
What kind of R's you turning at 110? Because you got the wheels are so much taller.
Well, these are brand new. I haven't tested with these. We were running 33 BFGs. We just went up to 35, BFG KR full project race tires. So we've actually, we had pretty good horsepower. So we went ahead and, you can see these are just extremely durable and tough. And,
they got a nice sand rail on the lip on the outside. And so. What are you doing for an impact wrench, or are you just using a big lug wrench?
No, I've got, what we'll do
battery operated?
Yeah, it's a battery operated. It's sitting right on my co-driver's, right near his seat. He'll like jump out, and we'll grab our jack.
Like thing.
Yep, exactly. And it's a pretty fast change when we do it.
Is your co-driver, you got your co-driver's in for 26 hours with you too?
No, not normally. We had Smitty. He's the guy that was with me last race, and he decided, well, if you're going to Ironman it, I'm going to Ironman it. Well, I can tell you that by the last 25, 30 miles, he's like, pull over, I need a taco. he's seeing double. He's he's
starting to swim. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I'm hydrated with my my Hammer nutrition stuff. I'm all ready to go still, and he's in La La Land.
Right.
What's he, and he didn't think that he should be doing the same.
Well, no,
stuff?
I set him up with everything, and he didn't take any of it. He's like, I don't like the taste of it. I'm like, but it's going to help me.
Yeah, he's hallucinating in Mexico.
It didn't work out, but my navigator now, Bob Dittner, he's an engineer at Lexus, and he's been great with me all year, and that's why we're leading points for the championship. So it's good.
You guys ever talk about me on the intercom?
We talked, did the whole love line stuff. I go way back at, when I grew up in Valencia, shoot, poor man.
I knew I came up on the intercom. Nobody's bigger on intercoms than me.
Well, I'm sure you'll come up. We'll bring you up again this time.
You got your satellite radio, you got your terrestrial radio, you got your internet radio,
Carolla,
and then there's intercom.
King of intercom.
That is the demographic that most of program directors
people got
miss.
it wrong. The king of intercom.
That's right. Two-way.
Well, what's funny is my co-driver had earplugs, in the intercom, and I have just a speaker, and I'm yelling at him. He can hear me perfect. I can't hear him, and we're screaming at each other. I'm like, oh, so this is why you got to test. You
got to get back.
You got to get everything. Yeah, but
I always think is the worst invention in the world. motorcycle helmet that has the intercom in it when the guy's on the gull wing.
Oh, talking
and
to his old
lady behind him.
Yeah.
You imagine, it'd be like picking a bucket, putting it on your head, and putting a speaker in it, and having your old lady's voice in it, all the way to San Francisco.
Yeah. You're driving too fast.
I'm driving an oncoming truck after about, as soon as I got about San Luis Obispo, right off a bridge.
Yeah.
You gonna fire that up? You want to hear it?
Yeah, should we hear
Sounds
it?
really good.
All right. Are we close enough? Do you have to put the key in?
No, I can just stand right here. The key's in my pocket. No, it's not.
Where's the choke? Don't you got to prime it?
That's cool. Look at that.
Wow.
Circuit boards. I mean, that's custom right there.
High tech.
Put your head in there, Ganz. You're going to get a little mini boner.
Oh, nice. There we go.
I had to push this door.
Sometimes you got to push it. I'm telling you, this has a brain that is about a mile long.
You don't want to cut into that brain.
But it sounds pretty.
Wow.
Try this around town.
I mean, honestly, at 100 miles an hour, it sounds good.
That's a reasonably good-sized engine considering what's in most SUVs these days.
Yeah, I know. It's a pretty good package. It's got big, tie rod ends. I mean, big parts on it. Steering, big.
They're givers at Lexus, is what you're saying.
That's right. They never take. They always give.
So this is just basically motor-wise bone stock minus the exhaust. Right, I mean the air filter and the exhaust,
you can change gearing and things like that, but
the engine, what we're hearing right here.
Absolutely, this is a bone stock engine, except and air filter. That's it.
Wow.
Bone stock, trannies, bone stock, everything. And you just push the key. And actually, the only off-road race truck that has the steering wheel automatically sets for you, so it still works.
Wow.
With the pop-off Sparco wheel, which is all good.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
We had to be creative when we built this, kind of new and different, but it'll scare you. I mean, it'll get going through the desert at high speeds, and it just soaks the bumps up. The King shocks, man, it's amazing.
Wow.
Crazy ride.
This is my class.
You'd like this.
Yeah.
You'd have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We get a windshield in there, and
You don't need a windshield. You have a helmet. You got air pumping.
Tear-offs.
You don't even need tear-offs. You just, what you do is your co-driver hands you a towel. When you're driving, you just wipe your blends and just keep going.
The co-driver is going to be me. I'm going to be asleep
I'm
while
telling
he's
you,
driving.
the co-driver does whatever you need. I need this, I need that. And they're just like, okay, whatever you need, but that's why they're
be looking over me going, yeah, no.
Joe Bacal, thank you so much for bringing your off-road vehicle out here and giving us a little schooling on it, because it is one
first.
It's one of one. I mean, that's the only. We've got factory-backed sponsorship from Lexus, and this is the only Lexus in the world that we know of that races off-road professionally, and we're in contention for the championship, so we'll bring that to the manufacturer, and I think they'll be pretty happy with that. Hopefully.
I don't want to burst your bubble, but my dad ran one in the 70s.
His Oldsmobile.
No.
They call us the Lexi.
Oh,
when you're in Mexico.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It's fun. It's different. Hummer was out there for years. Rod Hall and those guys were just killing it forever and ever. And they're not running anymore. But so we've got Hummer, Lexus. It's a whole new.
Ever since they started making the Hummers in Mexico, ironically, they stopped racing in the Baja.
Says something.
All right, Joe, thanks a ton for coming out.
I appreciate it.
And if you want to toss a website out?
Yeah, it's a couple ones. You can see Control Amid Chaos on the side of my truck. We've got about 5,000 people following us on that, very much cancer related. And then I have my own company, jtgray.com, for performance driving needs. So it's pretty cool.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Adam.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming out.